that brilliant time of poetry. But it's time for sports, still on the weekend show. I am Monday Thomas, and it was an exciting week of sports. We saw some explosion of brilliance in basketball, tennis, and as well as football. But let's quickly have a review of what we saw this week. We saw some exciting encounters starting on Sunday. We saw the 154th NBA Game 7, and it was a matchup between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder, in which the Oklahoma City Thunders beat the Denver to progress to the final of the Western Conference. On Monday, we saw a 5-goal thriller at the Amex Stadium, where the Seagulls are still reigning on Liverpool's champions parade. It finished 3-2 in favor of Brighton and Hove Albion. And what happened on Tuesday, it was an exciting time of basketball as we saw the two best young players in the league, that is Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the current MVP, averaging 32.7 points this season. And definitely it was a matchup everyone is looking out for. Currently, the Oklahoma City Thunders are leading by 2-0 in the finals of the Western Conference. On Wednesday, it was an exciting one in the North London as the White Leaders Tottenham Hotspur ended a 17-year trophy drought as they were 1-0 winners against Manchester United at Bilbao to claim the first European trophy this season, first European final this season, and as well as winning their first ever European trophy in history. On Thursday, we saw Game 1 in action, Primetime America, as it concerns the Eastern Conference final, as we saw a game at the Madison Square Garden where Indiana Pacers had to rally back from behind to beat the New York Knicks. And what happened on Friday? An exciting time in Naples at the Diego Maradona Stadium. It was the Ciucciarelli, as they are fondly called. I mean, they were crowned the champions of this year for the 4th time in history, their 2nd time in 3 years. And what are we expecting today, being Saturday? Some great encounter as Luka Modric will be saying goodbyes after 13 years and 28 trophies for Real Madrid. Sunday, we'll also say goodbyes to the Premier League in the final match day that we will encounter. Joining me right here is MC Samm. MC Samm, thank you for always being here with us as we get to slice and dice some cool sports stories. But before we get to do that, let's quickly have the game of the week. It was at the San Mamés.
Cross has got real purpose, and Brennan Johnson!
A fantastic way to end a very poor season for Tottenham Hotspur. And then let's get to talk about the man, Ange Postecoglou, former Australian manager, currently the sports manager, who is under fire, in my opinion, even when he is the new champion as far as London is concerned in European football, winning the Europa League for the very first time, and as well as Tottenham Hotspur's first European title in a very long while. 17 years he had to take the White Lilies, and they are now the European champions. Now let's talk about Ange Postecoglou. He said at the start of the season that he always wins things in his 2nd year, and here you have him on the screen. A happy man, but I would say a very poor season. What do you make of this? I mean, Tottenham Hotspur, would you say they've had a better season than Arsenal, Chelsea, maybe Manchester United?
Oh, I'm surprised you started with Arsenal. But let's be realistic. Yes, they had a good season. I'm sure if a Man U fan, if Man U won that trophy, they will have celebrated more than Tottenham fans, because they will have something to hold on to. So yes, they have a great season. They have a great season.
I mean, they would be going to the Champions League through the back door.
Yeah, from 17th position in Champions League. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
All right, let's talk about the man, Ange Postecoglou. He's on the fire. Tottenham Hotspur had a terrible season, 17 rock bottom right now, almost rock bottom, because they are just a few points away from the already relegated side. What would you advise the Tottenham board? I mean, he has still gotten something, a European title for them.
Okay, let's be realistic. I believe Tottenham will be so happy. They don't mind, as far as they're not going to relegation, they don't mind the position for just winning a trophy.
Should Ange Postecoglou be fired still?
No, no.
I mean, we saw how Spurs played. Have you seen Spurs on 17th position since you started watching football?
The honest truth is,
this is the poorest season
yes,
they've had in
Premier League wise. But if you listen to every Man U fan before the final of Europa, they were like, "How we sacrificed Premier League for Europa?" That's what they were saying. So for Tottenham, yes, at least he won. Tottenham, I don't know, they have not celebrated anything apart from winning a match, and I was so happy that they won this. So it's not bad for them. They should not fire him. He did well.
All right, we are still talking about winning, and we are still talking about managers getting fired. I'm pretty sure Napoli and the president, De Laurentiis, will not even think of firing Antonio Conte. Last night, it was a terrific atmosphere at the Diego Maradona Stadium, where Napoli clinched their fourth Scudetto title, beating their opponent by 2-0, courtesy of Scott McTominay, former Manchester United player, and as well as another former Manchester United player, Romelu Lukaku, who were on the score sheet. Fourth Scudetto title for Napoli. And let's get talking once again, MC Samm. I mean, from a Nigerian point of view, we know the saga that went on at the start of the season, Napoli struggling to infuse Victor Osimhen into the starting lineup after a little bit of a scrap he had with the management. Remember the penalty miss, the throwing on TikTok. So it was a whole lot for Victor Osimhen. Now, many Nigerians were lurking on to see Napoli fail this season. Were you one of the Nigerians?
I won't lie, yes, I am.
So how do you feel now that Napoli have won the league without Victor Osimhen?
The truth is, most of us Nigerians were wishing Napoli bad. After first 10 matches, we wished them that bad. And the honest truth is, one thing I studied, if you noticed, one of I want to use the word lucky for Napoli, because there are times Inter had good opportunities to just take over and win this trophy, but it's so obvious that God said, no, Napoli are winning. Because the funny part is this 9 minutes, Napoli will draw and Inter will draw. So things you can't just say they are lucky.
All right. I don't think so. I completely beg to differ, because you can't say Antonio Conte is lucky. I mean, he has won the La Liga, the Serie A 5 times as a player and as a manager. That is something he has produces success. I don't think it's luck. Talking about luck, will they get lucky in the UCL final? Let's quickly have a prediction. I know it's exactly 7 days from today, but it's a chance for you to get your prediction right, because you won't be able to predict on that. Oh, okay, there'll be time for you to predict on Saturday. But let's get your predictions for Saturday. Inter Milan versus PSG, PSG, some people call it. Who are you rooting for? You're putting your smart money on.
One thing I realize is 2025 has stand out that for every team that has not won something for a long time or never before, they are all winning now. Even Harry Kane, that had never won a trophy in his life, won something this year. So I feel PSG is going to win.
All right, talking about clubs that are winning trophies for the first time, we saw Crystal Palace. That was exactly 6 days ago, beating Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Still that week, we saw the likes of Tottenham Hotspur clinching their first trophy in about 17 years. Now let's get to talk about the Super Eagles, the 24-man squad for the upcoming Unity Cup in London that will start for the Super Eagles on the 28th of this month, which they are billed to take on the Black Stars of Ghana. It's a tournament, an international tournament that will be played. All games will be played at the GTEC Communication Stadium in Brentford. Nigeria will be in action against Ghana on the 28th, but on the 27th, we'll get to see Trinidad and Tobago take on Jamaica. And here you have it on your screens, the squad for that particular encounter. I mean, safe hands, Victor Nwabali is also among the players that were called up by the current coach of the Super Eagles, the Malian, Eric Chiel, and as well as Ahmed Musa. Ahmed Musa is still leading the troop for the encounters that we're expecting later on this month. What do you make of it? Ahmed Musa, are you not tired of seeing him in Nigeria's squad?
To be honest, I can't be tired of Ahmed Musa because he has been doing well for us. Ronaldo is fourth year and still playing for Portugal. So Ahmed Musa did well. There was one time he was doing bad for Super Eagles. So I'm happy he's still with us. All
right, I know on the show we always have Game of the Week, but MC Samm is calling for Troll of the Week. What do you have to say for Manchester United players?
First of all, I will want to say to my director, Emmanuel, and our graphic designer, Gabriel, that please, don't allow Man U kill you. Don't allow Man U kill you. And all other Man U fans, I have plenty of Man U fans like Charles. There are so many. One thing now, do you know I'm begging my Man U fans that please, don't commit suicide because most of them are going through hard times. All my fans are going through
That's
hard
a
times.
fast stretch, MC Samm, but thank you so much for being here on the show. Tomorrow we'll get to see some exciting encounters in the Premier League as it concerns the final day. But that's all we've got time for on the weekend show as far as sports is concerned. Thank you, MC Samm. I
Yeah.
remain Monday Thomas, and let's get to talk entertainment. Right here is Aishat.